Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield back with an old friend, a man I saw again last night, and again wins the award Best Magic Show Las Vegas 2015. Criss Angel, how are you?
Well, thank you so much, but I'm doing well. I'm doing even better now that you told me I have the best magic show in Las Vegas once again.
On scale, on precision, on lighting, on sound, I mean, yours is the fastest, the quickest. I've said this before and been criticized for saying it, but the facts are there. Anybody who goes to any other show, you have the privilege of this production where it's there every night. They're sort of wheeling everything on. In a way, I'm sorry for them because they can't compete.
Well, that's a good thing for me, isn't it? That means that my hard work and my insane personality of trying to reach perfection, which is something that's so elusive, something you can never ascertain, is working on stage, which is fantastic. And look, I'm really blessed to have the incredible cast and crew around that put forth all of the energy and passion to allow my vision to play out each and every performance at the Luxor here in Las Vegas.
I'm very lucky and honored to have seen you privately, and I know how your mind works, and I do worry about you because you never stop. Nothing's ever good enough. When you reach 5 stars, you want 6 stars. When you get the perfect show, you want the even more perfect show. Mentally, how do you cope with that? Because it's a strain constantly striving for better and more.
Well, it's a love-hate relationship because, I'm never satisfied with anything I do because I feel that it could always be better. And you can always be better, whether it's as a human being or in your craft. And for me, I feel like I just want to continue to grow and transform and transcend what it is that I visualize, which it's my own worst nightmare, and it's the best dream in the world at the same time. It's a weird kind of dichotomy that's been within me for since I can remember.
And of course, the good side to what you do is that you're so successful, you can afford to buy in the best people who can make you look as good as you possibly can and get the best guys to do the lighting and the sound. And again, to go back to last night's show at Believe, you have 3 shows running at the minute. This is the one that's home here in Las Vegas. The slinkiness of the lighting and the music and the precision and the quickness, I've never seen anywhere else in the world. And that takes a lot of time and effort and rehearsal and guys to make that possible. I mean, that can't happen by yourself, can it?
No, I always say I have to have the greatest army to win the war because one person doesn't win a war. I might be the leader, I might be the visionary, but I have great people that I work with, and their motivation is not money. I won't hire somebody whose motivation is money because for me, the motivation has to be to create the best art out there. And when you accomplish that, the byproduct is success, money, fame, and all the things that people work toward. But I don't work towards those things. I work toward trying to achieve something artistic first, and that stuff comes second.
I love when I read on the internet, Criss Angel has the biggest house in Las Vegas, and Criss has the most money, and Criss has this and this and this. Describe to people your day, and I think they'll realize that the grass ain't always greener. You virtually never sleep, and every waking hour you're working. This is not some luxury holiday, is it?
Yeah, I do have a pretty 25,000 square foot house. I have a 60,000 square foot warehouse, but I don't see much of either one. It's when you make a lot of money, you don't think about money. You think about doing what you love, and that for me is creating. So for me, I work. Right now, I'm working about 18 hours a day. I sleep no more than 3 to 4 hours a night. And as you pointed out, I have the Believe at the Luxor in Las Vegas. I have MINDFREAK Live that I'll be touring. I think it's next week I'll be on tour, and then June 25th is our big premiere of the Supernaturalists, which is going to be the biggest, the baddest, the greatest magic show to ever tour, mark my words.
How do you function on 3 or 4 hours sleep? If I don't get 7, I'm not a very nice person to be around.
Well, I've been doing it for so many years. To me, although, you need to sleep, I think it's a waste of time because there's so much to accomplish, and I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Sleeping's for fools, that's what you're saying.
Well, I don't know. I just think that you're blessed to have every day and every moment you have, And to me, sleeping is wasting that time.
I get it, but you equally have to appreciate that when you're stood on stage doing 2 90-minute shows a day and you're here rehearsing for 5 or 6 hours and then you're doing everything else in between, the body is not a machine. I mean, you can't just fill it with gas and carry on. It does need to rest occasionally.
Yeah, I wish it was just 5 or 6 hours here. But yes, for me, I just, I don't know. I work out, I take care of myself, I eat properly, I eat a lot. Really, your body, and I said this for many, many years, and I believe it because my dad taught it to me, your body is a slave to your mind, and your body will do what your brain tells it to do. And so for me, it's about conditioning yourself and having that stamina and that endurance, and you know, you can make yourself feel sick, you can make yourself feel tired. It's all about how you think and how you perceive certain things. And for me, when I feel sick, I tell myself I'm not sick, and usually I can get through that. If I get tired, I tell myself I'm not tired. I try to do the complete opposite of what most people would do, because I don't want to allow myself to fuel those thoughts. I want to fuel the thoughts that are going to produce results and bring myself one step closer to a dream.
And again, ultimate happiness is derived through contentment. And here we are, you've got the Las Vegas show. We first spoke many, many years ago. It's a remarkable decade, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually have 3 more years with Believe, and I love doing that show. That show has given me the opportunity to learn tremendous amounts about myself as an artist. Working every night, doing thousands of shows. There's no rehearsal in the world can equal that experience on stage with an audience there, and anything that happens you have to deal with in the moment. It's not like, you know, shooting a TV show where you can cut and redo. You're just one take there, and it just makes you grow leaps and bounds. And if it doesn't, then you have to get out of it. But for me, I you know, God willing, I will be here for another 3 years and be able to finish my contract. But I don't take anything for granted. You know, I take everything very serious. I've never missed a performance of Believe. And I plan, if I can get out of bed, I will continue to do that show and never miss a performance and give 110% every night on stage, because I'm grateful to all those that have supported me, have bought the tickets, and have given me, you know, such an amazing platform to do what I've dreamt about since I was a kid. And I want to continue to do it at a level that remains relevant and is at the top of the category of magic.
And what's also great about the show by Cirque du Soleil is that it's opened you up to a whole new audience who would never probably have seen you. I mean, you're hugely popular with the under 40s. Great, they're all on YouTube. But sat next to me was a couple in their 60s, 70s, kids. You have all ages, and that's remarkable. And that's what this town does. It does give you that wider reach.
Yeah, it's really you know, remarkable, because, you know, I think about myself, and I've come, you know, a very long ways, you know, from thinking, you know, just MTV, and evolved and transformed and have a demographic that's so tremendous. Like you say, you know, I have kids in the audience that are 4, 5, 6 years old, and then I have people in their 70s and 80s. I had a couple that, you know, have seen my show I don't know how many times, that celebrated a 50th anniversary at my show last night. I don't know if I think you were there. So that was absolutely a beautiful thing. So, you know, that allows me to sell more tickets than all the other magic shows in town, because I reach more people. And so it's a win-win for everybody. And there's something in the show for everybody. Cirque has been just an amazing partner in giving me a platform, and allowing me to create a show that is edgy but yet appeals to everybody, and is not what we expect from a magic show.
And again, if your show isn't dangerous enough, these illusions are huge and beautifully staged. The way you bring your stuff on and off, I think, is magical in itself. But then I try and work out whether you're a genius or very stupid trying to involve the audience, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what they're going to say. You never know if they're going to play up too much or too little. That's really the edge of the show as well, isn't it? You can't plan that. You can't stage that. You can't rehearse it.
I don't read teleprompters like some of the other performers in town, and that's nothing wrong with it. That's what works for them. But I'm somebody that is very spontaneous. I want to be quick on my feet. And for me, that's the exciting part, to the unexpected. What's going to happen? Who's it going to be? How are they going to react to me? How are they going to react to the scenario? I can't understand why some of the magicians in town use plants, use people that are part of the show. For me, it's all about using real people, putting them in unique situation, and see what is going to transpire. For me, and I think for the audience, that becomes very entertaining.
The question that's always most fascinating for me is, what are you most? Are you the greatest magician on earth? Are you the greatest businessman on earth? Or are you the greatest creative on earth? It's curious, isn't it? Do you wonder that? Because at this point, I think your business sense is almost more important than your talent and your show, because that's what's driving your success.
Well, I don't think I'm the greatest anything. I just try to be the best I can be, and ultimately time will tell, and the people will judge. And if people continue to watch my stuff on television and on YouTube and accept and want to see me perform, I'm happy to have an audience, because I love doing what I do. But I don't really see myself as any of those things, because the second that you believe your own hype, that will be your demise. You got to remain relevant, and to remain relevant, you got to think that you're shit and your stuff is shit and somebody's working harder. And that competitive spirit, which I have probably more than anybody I know, is what keeps me, hopefully, in a good place.
Will I ever come and interview you and you say to me, I was just sitting by the pool for 2 days and I've been bored this morning, and no, I didn't check my email since Thursday. Will that ever happen, do you think?
I think with the Supernaturalists and what I'm planning, with all of these new productions that I'm going to be putting out on the road in the coming years, I think I'll come to a place where I'll be able to create and then get out there and jump around in these different productions and have fun with them. But I don't see myself being I'm retired. I just don't have that in my blood. And in one sense, it's kind of unfortunate, because I've been able to have a lot of success, but I haven't really enjoyed my success outside of being able to create and do what I love. But I haven't really indulged, if you will. I mean, I have things. You talked about a house and all these things, but my house, I see my bedroom and my gym, and that's it. I don't go into the theater. I don't go into the game room. I don't go into, I don't use the pool. I don't really do any of those things, because I'm so engrossed with work. And,
Could we work on that then? Could one day a week we agree, okay, we're only going to do 2 shows for thousands of people in Las Vegas, and that would be enough? Could we just one day a week?
I think what would be better is for you to come to the house, and maybe we'll get some loyals to come to the house, and they can enjoy the pool, and they can enjoy the theater, and you tell me how great it was.
Now we're talking. Yeah, I'm very happy to consider that.
Yes, I would certainly do that, because I love making people happy. I love seeing people smile when I'm performing, seeing awe and wonderment and a sense of escapism when people watch what I do. And if I can bring that joy because somebody like yourself is jumping in my pool in Vegas and you have a good story to tell, by all means, go do it. You can borrow some swim trunks. Banachek is living there currently.
There we go. The only caveat to that is you need some pleasure as well and some fun, and you need to take some time to yourself.
You know what my pleasure is? Honestly, working years like with the Supernaturalists or Believe. I've worked for many, many years on those shows. And that one day or that one performance or that one moment where it comes together and people are reacting and responding and are happy and are excited, to me, that is my pleasure and my reward, is that I did something that started off in my brain and I was able to bring it to life, to fruition, and see it through. The unfortunate part about it is that, that happens very, like one day, but then there's 2 years of this type of lifestyle. So my mom and family members and friends have said to me that I have to get a better balance of my life. And I think that's a really important thing. And I'm going to try to work on that. But right now, it's 7 days a week. It's 18 hours a day because that supernaturalist has to open up, and I can't postpone it. I don't want to postpone it. And MindFreak Live happens next week, and Believe happens 400 times a year. And this is my home, Believe. I'm doing those shows as an outreach program to perpetuate Believe. And if people see any of those shows and they enjoy themselves, they'll come to Vegas and be blown away with what we can do when we're sitting down and we're not, transporting all of these crazy illusions in 3 trucks. So it's all for the greater cause. So if you had $1 million right now, I mean, it gives you security, but what does money mean? Money, I mean, some people say money creates freedom, but I don't know. I don't think that's true. I think having passion is invaluable. I think the things that are the most important in life are the things you can't buy: love, health, and happiness.
And you have all 3.
Thank God.
When you walk through this IKEA-sized property, which is where you create all of this, and I'm not even kidding you, it is the
You had a tour, yeah. So
right.
You got to get the people haven't seen this,
right?
So how would you describe it?
Well, it's an IKEA. I mean, it is literally the size of 2 huge factories on either side of this street, which is all yours. The creatives on one side, the merchandising, the business side of it, and then where you put these shows together. I mean, there's a huge responsibility because you're employing half of the town, it seems. And then secondly, what a great privilege to be able to do this. I mean, who else, even if they had your talent, would have this luxury of all these amazing people to work with? I mean, you must pinch yourself. I mean, you're living the dream, and I hope you know that.
I'm very, very grateful, and I'm very appreciative for what I have and what I'm able to do, and that's why I felt like it was my duty to create a vehicle to allow other talented people to shine, to give them the opportunity that I didn't have. It took me 18 years to become an overnight success. So it was really important for me. And I think it's kind of an unprecedented scenario because typically there hasn't been a magician that has had the type of success that I've had that has given other people a forum and a platform, outside of probably Lance Burton, who's like the nicest guy in the world, who has done stuff for others on television. But live, I'm not aware of it, and I thought it was an important thing to do, to take really talented people, give them an opportunity to do that. And with all these new productions, I'll be looking for more people. So I'm hoping to see, and be blown away myself, so I can incorporate these really talented people and give them a platform and do it in a way where it'll be a spectacle and they'll shine like they've never shined before.
I think what I love about you the most is, like myself, I just want to be impressed. I just want to see somebody who's brilliant, and it's very selfless of you to do that because you could just put yourself in everything and be everywhere, and maybe you could perform 4 or 5 shows a day.
Yeah, I'm not really. Look, I'm very confident in who I am as a human being. I'm very confident in my ability as an artist. And when you have confidence, you're not insecure, then you are capable of doing things for others. You're able to give people an opportunity to shine. And I think probably in the past, there's been magicians, but maybe they haven't had that confidence, and maybe they're insecure and they feel like everything has to be me, 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 me. I'm not me, I'm we.
Well, nobody wants to be at the back of the traffic jam on the freeway. You want to be leading the crowd, and that's certainly what you do with this show. Believe is on here in Las Vegas, playing twice nightly at the Luxor Hotel and Casino. The Supernaturalists is going to take the world by storm, I think. That's going to run and run with all these wonderful magicians. There's 8 of you in total with you on the video screen.
Actually, 9.
There's 9.
9. We added somebody else, yeah, because I couldn't say no to them. They were so, we'll use the effing talented description that I had to put them in. So there is 9 of the greatest, and I underscore the greatest, world-class magicians in a spectacular production that is truly state-of-the-art.
Very finally, this thing of moving in and using your pool while you're busy working and you're going to finance my lifestyle with these busty babes, when can we start?
Tommy will take you to the house right now.
Criss Angel, great to talk to you.
Thank you so much, and thanks for listening. God bless. Thank you for being so kind to me and so kind to the art form, because you've been such a proponent of magic. I know you've seen some other magicians as well, so it's great that you are a fan of magic. It helps all of the magicians, not just in Vegas, but in the world, because we love our art form and we want more people to know about it, more people to support it, because it helps everybody. The tide raises all ships, not just one.
The pleasure and honor is all mine. Criss, good to talk to you.
Thank you.